Alright, it's time to put clue 1 together of our puzzle mystery quilt. We're doing this one in the teacup colorway. So our guide here is going to tell us what fabric is what. So we need to attach this fabric and this fabric together to make a square. And we're going to need 4 of these. So I've got my 4 pieces, I'm going to put those aside. So now I'm going to put the good sides of the fabric together. You'll just want to match it corner to corner, like that. Now I'm going to put my 1/4 inch foot on. So you can see there's this little tab and that lines up your fabric so it's exactly a 1/4 inch. I've put a pin in to keep everything together. So now I can start my first piece. Put my foot down and I've got my fabric right against the edge of that 1/4 inch foot. Now this is something you can do to save time. It's called chain piecing, where you feed the next piece right in as soon as you're done the other one. Now if you've sewn this for the first time, sometimes your machine will eat the corner, but not to worry. All you have to do is use your seam ripper or some clippers and just detach the pieces. And I'm going to show you a little trick so this doesn't happen. There we go. So I've got a scrap piece of fabric here and I feed it through my machine just a little bit, and I'm going to take this corner and just put it underneath there. So that first piece of fabric is going to help pull my piece through so that it doesn't get stuck in the machine. Really helpful when you're doing triangles like this. And when I'm done sewing it, I can just clip it apart from that piece of fabric. Now all the instructions are going to tell you what direction to press. So you can see this is our seam allowance here, and you're going to press that seam allowance towards this fabric. You don't want to move it around too much, just put it in place and just hold it for a few seconds. And there you go. So here's another piece that we've done. That's what the chain piecing looks like, and you can do a bunch of different pieces and then you just clip them apart. This piece is done. And to measure to make sure our seam allowance is okay, I just grab a ruler and check, and yep, that's the right size. All right, on to the next part. Now we need 4 of these pink fabric pieces. We're going to attach them to the squares we just did. So this is a little bit easier. It's not going to get caught in the machine as easily as the triangle. And again, you can do some chain piecing here. Really simple, just straight lines. So those ones are done now. And now we're going to give it a press in that direction. Here we are back at the iron. Just like that. Nice and crisp. And now we're going to attach these 2 pieces together. Exactly the same as before, and I've given it a press in that direction. And now we're going to take this piece that we've done and attach it to the new square we made. So I've got everything all prepped with my pins. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and sew along this edge. And the pressing instructions for this, both of these little seam allowances are going in this direction. So I'm just going to flip it over and give it another press. All right, now that piece is done. Now these 2 get sewn together. Exactly the same as before. Now this piece gets added as well. Good sides of the fabric together, and we're good to sew along the edge. And now this piece gets attached, like so. And now we're going to take this triangle and attach it to one of these pieces, like that. And now these pieces get joined together. This is our final step. We're attaching these 2 pieces together. So I'm going to show you how to make sure that these seams line up perfectly. Luckily, these are the only seams that need to match right now. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure 1/4 inch and just mark it with a friction pen. Got it lined up with the crease and it looks pretty good. And now I'm just going to take a clip it in place just below that seam allowance. Fold it back. Yep, see, that looks like it's going to match up perfectly. So now I can go ahead and add pins everywhere else. And then I'm going to sew along that edge and give it a press just like before. And there you have a finished clue 1. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.